What's up, everybody? It's White Boy Lockdown Radio. If it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to like, comment, share the video, put notifications on all, and check below for the links for everything. All right, man. Prison riots, okay? No fun, all right? You hear a lot when you watch these channels. You hear a lot about people say we're going to war or we're at war, okay? Now, it's a separate thing than a riot. A riot is everybody's in the mix, okay? And you don't know what is going on during this, okay? You can know by paying attention to what somebody is in, what set they're in, what's going on, but it's kind of hard to know everybody's business, everybody's politics. It's tough. You know, prison riots are no fun. It is dangerous. To be blunt, man, that will scare the shit out of you. Anyone telling you different is lying. Hey, I hate to break it to you. Okay, on this video, I want to talk about the first riot that I went through. Okay, for the amount of time that I went through 2 riots. Okay, this riot that I speak of here was the first time that I was in prison. The second time, when I went back to prison for the second time, I was in a riot indirectly involved with people that I have brought to the channel in that section. And I really want to do that interview and speak about that. It's a crazy story, but I want to have, 2 or 3 people on the Zoom thing working on it. But for the first one, when I was at Hamilton, I was on the rec yard, and it was just an average day on the rec yard. I remember I went to this is when in Florida DOC they had weights. They didn't have a whole bunch of weights, they didn't have a whole bunch of machines. They had basic compound machines with set weight on there. 5 or 6 presses, okay, and a squat rack. But the most weight that was on there was 185 pounds. So I was running to get that weight. And somebody could call it, and then from the 185, I'd go to the 165 and what have you, okay? You could also crisscross the bars. So if I was laying down hitting the 185, my buddy would drag the whole machine over towards this machine, pick the weight, pick the bar that's welded together with the chain on it. You have just enough slack to pick it up and crisscross it. So you're crisscrossing a bar on the one that you're bench pressing. So it's, talk about having a spotter. This guy has to be perfectly hold that slanted bar on top of yours to gain weight. You got to improvise, okay? But this is what I was doing when I was in there, okay? This yard was a big yard. It had a baseball field. It had the Spanish dudes were playing soccer. It had a huge canteen line, huge, and literally in the canteen line's huge. They'd send like 5 or 6 dudes at a time to hit the window, and you would have to blow your whole wreck waiting on this canteen line. And then you have the dudes that didn't have any money. They're hustling. So it's almost like a bum walking up to you. Can I wash your windshield with the underwear? These guys are walking over there with the cards they drew up. Hey, I got a card, man. I got Mother's Day, I got Father's Day, I got Christmas, I got Thanksgiving, $1 a piece. And the other guy made some ribbons or something. Hey, man, you want to send your girlfriend this? I got these for 50 cents. And then you have all these like panhandler guys. They're like trying to sell you stuff in the line. So it's a regular day on the yard. The weight pile, you got the canteen line, you got panhandlers, you got people walking the whole track, you got the soccer ball, the baseball, the softball, you got Cracker Beach over there, the white dudes playing volleyball, okay? Perfect day in prison, okay? Now, every rec yard is going to have a pavilion. Pavilion is just a little concrete pavilion they build. It's in every yard, and it's where you go if you want to slap the dominoes, play the spades, it's like a shaded area out the sun, just to get some fresh air, I guess. But there was a big crowd forming by the pavilion. It kept getting bigger. It kept getting bigger. Kept getting bigger. Kept getting bigger. All right. I got off, get done with the 185, and getting up off the bench. I remember looking towards the entrance of the rec yard. Okay, this is where people would walk from different dorms to get out to this place. Now you're walking down this main strip. Once you hit the rec yard, you can go to the canteen and everything else I just said. There was people unusually speed walking fast towards the yard, and I'm peeping it. I told my buddy that I was with, and that pavilion is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There's more people. It's getting crowded. You know, um, and then the shit just popped off. Now, when I tell you it popped off, it popped off. It was two black sets, and they were going through it. But the way that they carried it out, everyone got involved. So the shit really popped off at the pavilion. But a squad out there walking the circle, there was, you had the dudes walking the circle, the line, the weight cage, all this. There was little groups of people politicking. You know what I mean? They start popping off. So you got the main pop off at the pavilion, and then these little groups of people everywhere. So there's a bunch of people started to fight all at once. And now those people speed walking towards the yard or running. So now you got a straight eerie feeling. Okay, eerie feeling. You have to, at this point, you have to stop, pay attention, and try to learn what's going on as fast as possible. So this is what I'm going through with my buddy Nick. Okay, now just as people were speed walking and running, COs start to run towards the yard. Run, you know, they're running towards this yard, and it's just popped off to the completely, man. Talk about butterflies. When you get in the grid or you fight somebody, you naturally your adrenaline's going to go. You have a little bit of that little bit of that lift, to get you through it. You know what I mean? Some people compare it like a drug. You know what I mean? But on this one, man, it was sketch city, man, because you know everyone's popping off. It's confusing, this and that. White dudes, immediately we're grouping up. We don't know what's going on. Spanish dudes are coming towards us. I've said this a million times. The Spanish and the white, they ride when things like this happen. Okay, now everyone starts going towards the pavilion. You know what I mean? I'm getting away from it because at this point I don't even know what's going on. It's not my people. I don't care. But it's still, this is more than just two gangs or whatever. Now in this instance, it was two gangs. It was the Haitians, and on this camp it was the Crips. They had a big misunderstanding, but other people were riding for other people. So it wasn't just the Haitians and the Crips. It was the Haitians and the Crips, but then you have the G's getting in there and all this weird stuff going on. You have to understand, man. I keep saying this on the channel. You know, Hamilton was far. Far from down south. A lot of people are from the southern region in Florida. They don't want to be way up there. It's far from your family. Nope. It's far from your baby mama. It's far from everything, man. So if something like this popped off, this is a free get out of here card. So you can just get into something. You can just run up there and get into it and start. You're gonna catch that negative transfer bus and get away from that camp. People do this all the time at any camp, okay? But it really pops off over here, and I don't talk about why women COs shouldn't work there. You know, hey, look, when you're in the chain gang, you want to look at women. You know what I mean? But honestly speaking, man, these people should never work there because for exactly what I'm about to say. There was a lady there. She was married to a lieutenant. Okay, she was just a basic CO. She wasn't a sergeant. She wasn't at any rank. She was just a CO, correction officer. She ran out into the crowd, trying to break it up. Mind you, a lot of COs ran running towards the pavilion. Dude kicks her right in her stomach as she's pregnant. Okay, kicks her right in her stomach. Okay, this lady ended up losing the baby. Okay, I mean, she kicks her in the stomach. She gets trampled. She's on the ground. Now, people are on her. You know what I mean? Other COs are going. At this point, it's sketch city. I'm backing up. I'm trying to get back to the dorm. I'm like, Nick, man, pay attention. Pay attention. So I got Nick. He's got me. We're walking towards other people. Busby starts coming towards us. A few other dudes. I'm just like, hey, man, pay attention. We're going in it. You know what I mean? But it had nothing to do with us. You know what I mean? But still, everyone is on this free trip out of here. And it's just like super tension, man. So this lady, pregnant, straight up loses her baby. Not during that, but just whatever happened when she hit the ground and they're stomping her during that. Now, in the chain gang, you have guard towers. You have a guard tower. Okay, in the chain gang, you have a guard tower. They can shoot. Okay, they hit warning shots. Shotguns. If you do not know what that means, you better hit the ground. You better hit the ground. When they bust that shot, everyone gets on the ground. At this point, you're basically saying, hey, I'm not bucking. Of course, I'm on the ground because I have nothing to do with no Crip. I got nothing to do with no Haitians. I don't care. But shit, that could indirectly have influence on you. You know, people can just start popping off on you. They don't care. You know what I mean? And this thing got big fast. Okay, so get on the ground, interlock the fingers. You know, just wait. You know, a couple more shots. They start popping off on the COs. Now, the COs run out there. Meat potatoes is when, for anyone who doesn't know this, when something like this happens, something so severe like this happens, they are going to call in the state troopers. The state troopers have COs back. So, you know, on this prison, it's on a main highway, and you just see state troopers lights coming on. They flood the chain gang. Okay, they get everything handled. You know, they're shipping you away. If you're interlocking, they're getting you back to your dorm. Go, 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 go. And the COs are all going crazy because you literally have somebody who's pregnant, who is that's their friend. That could be a CO can go over there to break it up, and that's his homeboy that he works with. That's his coworker, but that's his wife. He knows that they're pregnant. She's on the ground getting kicked. It's crazy. And she wasn't the only one getting hurt, but there was a lot of them getting hurt. So they're all frantic themselves. You know what I mean? I tell you, this shit is not fun. So to get us back to the dorm, nobody knows what's going on. I don't know. I don't even know it's the Crips. I don't even know it's the Haitians yet. But you know, in the dorm, they're like, "Hey man, you know, the Haitian dudes, man, fucking Chris, blah 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 blah." It's madness. The COs are in the dorm. They don't even have everybody in the dorm yet, but they lock it down. Lock it down. This is the first time I ever had to experience a knuckle check. Okay, they lock it down. And when I say lock it down, it's not just that we lost the yard. It's locked it down for about a week, and they straight up said everybody on the wall. Now, okay, come off the shirt. Come up. You're in nothing but your boxers, and you're on the wall. They're calling everybody into the day room. Knuckle check. Line up like this. Okay, you have anything on your knuckles. If they're red, if they're tender, if you got scrapes, you go. You go. Confinement. Book them. Go. Confinement. Go. Confinement. If you have anything on your knuckles, you're going straight to confinement. Under investigation. So you're not just getting like 30 days or 60 days back there. You know, if you get caught with a knife, you're going to go back there for 60 days. You know what it is. So you're going to probably do about 65 to 67 days. You do 5 days for free, or maybe 7 before you go to DR court, and then you're out of there. However, the knuckle check thing, I told you guys, negative transfers are something happens a lot, okay? When you go to a main camp, all right, just the scenario that I just painted, if you're from down south Florida and they ship you all the way up north, you're far from your family, okay? You may have 5 years to do, okay? That's a long time before you're going to see your family. 5 years is a long time. Think about something you did 5 years ago. So you have the next 5 years to serve, and your family has to drive all the way up there. It's a very long process to do that. And you're not going to go anywhere unless you get all good stuff, all your game time. You don't get any problems. Then you can submit for a transfer in maybe 2 years. But you're still dealing with 2 years of this long driving and back and forth. So dudes, it's faster to do something negative, okay? Like what just happened here. So when they're knuckle checking, you know, they got the COs in there and they're calling certain people to go in the day room. What do you think people are doing? They're hitting the wall real fast. You know, getting their knuckles all red and tender. Have nothing to do with the riot. Now they go in the day room. Confinement. Now this dude just caught a negative transfer. He had nothing to do with it. Okay, it's stupid because now he's gang related. It's stupid, but for for his aspect of it, it's not stupid because it looks like the CO messed up. Yeah, he banged his knuckles on the wall and now he got a negative transfer. But in confinement, you know, the Haitians or the Crips are going to be like, damn, they're going to be like, damn, you ain't no Crip, you ain't no Haitian. You know, the police must have just got you, huh? They messed up. This guy's winning the whole way around. He has no pressure from gangs. He outfooled the police. So now but at the same time, he's taking a random gamble. It's not promised that he's going to get closer to down south. He may go further away. It's a gamble, but hey, look, people do it all the time. But back to the riots, man. It's not a fun time. It is nothing fun. It is nothing fun. Meat and potatoes of this instance right here is this lady lost her kid. Okay, you know, to my knowledge, she stopped working corrections as of that incident. Okay, I know that her man or whatever is still an LT there. Um, Listen, man, women have jobs. They have stuff to do. You know, this job right here is not for them. That's just my take on it. Unless they're working at a bubblegum camp or something, or a jail, or for something like this, they shouldn't be in there. It is what it is. Um, this right here is something serious, man. Riots are no fun. You know, I don't care how hard you think you are. I don't care how tough you think you are. You do not want to be in that spot at all. You know, at all. That is, you know, you can't control the tempo. You could not, you know, you can't play the equal thing. You know, if it's a regular thing where okay, the white dudes and the Crips are going to go through it. Okay, we know that there's 20 of them. You know, let's have like 18 of us, 15 of us, 10 of us. Okay, now we have a little bit of a number thing going on. A riot, man, you don't know what's going on, who's going to pop off, who's going to do something stupid. You have no clue. There's no tempo control. There's nothing. You're just out there in water for real. And man, it is some shit, man. And the reason I want to tell this one is because I've only been into 2 riots. Okay, now telling you about this one. The second one, I'm going to do a video shortly, and I want to bring my boys on here and tell you guys how we went through it. Now, I could sit here and tell you about the first one and this and that, but it's better to get someone another guy's aspect, and maybe I'm forgetting something that happened. You know, maybe he remembers more. But more importantly, you know, I'm about to tell you a riot that I went through with the dudes that are in the interview, the guys that I interviewed that I was in prison with, and it's coming. It's coming. The problem is it's hard to get time to do this stuff, man. I put a lot of time on my YouTube channel. It's hard to get. It's hard because other guys got stuff going on too, man. They're out here working. They're out here living life, so it's tough, but it's coming. All right. Hey, man, listen. If you guys check out the links, man, I got a lot of good merch, and the memberships, man, is a good way to look out for the channel. I don't really say too much or ask, but hey, it's there, man. Just click on it. I hope you enjoy with this one, man. If you got people in there, if you know anybody, man, hey, man, riots, man, is no good, man. I'm telling you right now, it's some shit that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, and that's just a fact, man. Listen, this White Boy Lockdown Radio. Y'all stay out, stay safe, and stay solid, man. Until the next one.